Skybound's The Walking Dead final season episode 4 is in history books now. The ending of Clementine's story, the finale of the final season. It is all said and done, unless you haven't watched or played yet, to which, my friend, I have all the links, clips, details ready just for you in the description. Ending for The Walking Dead, the final season, has quite mixed reactions. We've talked about this in a live stream, hopefully, just finished before this video actually, but it's time for me, theorist, to grab my head back as we are on a quest to answer the mysterious yet the hardest question ever. What the freak was that ending? Let's do this. What is up, SmackNPie here, back again with another Walking Dead video. If you're new here and want to see more gaming theories, news, and leaks, start now by hitting that subscribe button and that bell so you don't miss anything. Now that out of the way, the first thing I want to be very clear about is that by no means we're saying that the ending was bad or good. Today's video is specifically focused on explaining and theorizing the ending, and that's pretty much it. You can either watch our previous video for this or just watch upcoming ups and downs for this. Regardless whether you're a Clueless fan or Valentine fan or none, we can all agree on one thing. We had different and mixed reactions plus feelings for the ending. Now, in order to understand all of this, we need a quick recap and brief context. Skybound, the company who made this, took over after Telltale unfortunately went bankrupt after making some questionable decisions, and episode 3 and 4 of The Walking Dead final season were left out in the dark. And props to Skybound, Ian, Kent Model, and specifically Still Not Bitten team for making this a thing, for finishing this. Really impressed by the quality of the work in a short amount of time, so props to them for making it all work. Now that we got a little bit of Skybound history, let's go into episode 4, more specifically Bridge Scene, where you get a showdown between Minerva, Still Might Be, versus Clementine, while AJ, Tennessee, and Viorlu will be secondary. Minerva here is not Minerva, not the actual person with working brains, not that her brain was working when she was in Delta anyway, but regardless, this time she's out of it, almost dead, and she just wishes one thing: to die with her little brother Tennessee so they can reunite as a family with Sophie. Of course, her brother Tennessee is naive, almost got all of us killed. Not the first time, but you already know what I'm saying. But thanks to AJ, this time he somehow saved 10 for now, and a showdown between Clementine and Walkers started while Vi or Lou will help AJ get across bridge. Once AJ is on the other side, 10 won't listen, and this is where Minerva will get close to us, causing a scene where we had no other choice but to kill her. I also need to point out she got bit earlier in the game, Minerva. It's just that it was taking its sweet time to infect her body completely. My mini. Now it's time for me to explain some science, or more specifically, The Walking Dead science. You see, The Walking Dead universe science doesn't work exactly like real life, however, it is somewhat close. We gotta understand that in order for these logics to be proven, we need to assume that everyone in this universe is already infected one way or another. That's why as soon as you die, either by losing blood or any other disease, the symptoms of that infection that's already inside you take over as soon as you die, and they control your body. That's why everyone asks for bullet in the head, so no more cells means no more tissues to function anymore, so no more infections can take over your body. So the so-called zombie virus is already inside everyone. You don't get any virus or disease from bite or wound, you just die, and then those infection that's already inside you way before this bite, wound, it takes over your body and then controls you. Bite from zombies, especially the big bites, causes the blood loose from the body, slowly taking you to the inevitable. Once you lose all your blood, you die, and boom, your infection takes over, because the cells that's been fighting that infection throughout this time needed blood to function, and now there's nothing left, giving infection complete chance to take over those cells and destroying the tissues, hence taking over your body. So now that we know a little bit history of how infection works here, let's put it into use. We're not going to debate that much regarding Minerva, but she dies by the hands and bites of zombies around her. Again, a debatable subject that we'll touch later, but in the mix of all of this, Minerva attacks Clementine's leg, and her leg from one side is half open now, causing Clementine and group a slowdown and making situation worse. But this is just a tip of the ice, because what comes next is insanity. Clementine, while climbing upwards, one of the zombies started to crawl on her leg, eventually starting to eat. Yes, that zombie literally nearly ate her leg. Well, not completely, but you get my meaning. And yes, that zombie ate her leg, which was already wounded. And mind you, it's been some good few minutes when Minerva attacked us and our leg cut open, eventually leading to Clementine getting bit.
I got bit.
The inevitable. Now at that point, community lost their minds. I was in full and all kinds of emotions. I was sad, depressed, and anxious. And this is where Clementine accepts that maybe it's time. AJ couldn't believe all of this, so it was obviously hard on him. All of it. He was trying to wrap his head around what just happened in span of few hours, as we're now in the morning and more specifically at James' barn. This is where you see Clementine's face, that the wound paying off, that bite from the zombie paying off, as Clementine getting weaker and weaker and her face starts to get swallow and more zombie-alike. Obviously zombie virus taking over her body. After really good back and forth playing as AJ, Clementine talks to him one last time to make sure he remember every lesson, he remember everything, and that it's time, it is the end, to either kill Clementine or leave her turning into a zombie. Mind you, again, it's been good few hours after that wound and a good few hours after that bite. Just making sure you remember. We then get emotional. Clementine accepts her death, wishing AJ all the best, asking him to end this and run for his own life as there is nothing he can do about the situation. Regardless you kill or leave Clem, AJ will indeed choose to swing that axe and game will throw you into black screen. Tears, emotions, sadness, depression, everything. Even I couldn't help myself into tears, and I'm a pretty hard person from inside. Skybound then gives us full control of AJ. No sign of Clementine, whether he buried her or what. But a few seconds later, we get back to school. Everyone is there, but still no Clementine. We even found Clementine's head thanks to Rosie, making it even more emotional, but still no Clementine. Making player feel like this is it. We're playing as AJ, this is gonna end with AJ and the company. Clementine finally saved everyone, but at what cost? Her own life. But then, Clementine is alive? Clementine is alive? Yes, it is true. Clementine is alive. I am not kidding. This is not AJ's hallucination. This is not dream, even though it was the best time to do that, Skybound. But it is real. Clementine is alive, thanks to AJ, as he was the one who didn't kill Clementine because he cut that infected part of Clementine's leg that was causing problem. Boom, bam, AJ saved the day. He is the real MVP. Yay! Happy ending, happy family, new groups, new leader, new everything. Yay. But how? How is it possible? If this was the case, why couldn't we save Lee? How did Clementine survive all of this? Is she immune to all of this? Maybe. Ellie Clementine crossover confirmed what? But no, seriously though, how is it possible? Well, my friend, I have a good explanation. According to The Walking Dead's own science, it is possible. Allow me to explain. Clementine got attacked on her leg before she got bit. There were a good few minutes in between, causing the blood to lose as much as it can from that side, making that part weak and eventually making whole body of Clementine weaker. Now, before any one of you jumps into, well, you said there's no zombie virus already inside us, so losing blood will cause her death. No. Well, allow me to explain. Clementine, sure, lost so much blood, and we saw the carnage of that from there all the way to James' barn scene. As mentioned before, the zombie virus is already inside us. It's just waiting for us to get killed somehow, whether it be blood loss or brain damage or whatever. And what happened to Clementine in this situation is called amputation. Now, I know what y'all thinking. What the frick is amputation? Well, according to hopkinsmedicine.org, it means, quote, amputation is a surgery to remove all or part of an arm or leg. It may be done to treat injury, disease, or infection. It may also be done to remove tumors from bones and muscles, end quote. And listen to this, quote, why might I need an amputation? The most common reason for amputation is poor blood flow. This happens when arteries becomes narrowed or damaged, and this is a buildup of plaque inside the artery wall. Poor blood flow causes infection and death of tissue, end quote. This is exactly what happened here, kinda sorta. Clementine's leg already was suffering from a major injury, and mashing that up with blood loss and infection that's already inside, what AJ did was he stopped that injured leg from spreading and killing other tissues in the body. Remember, infection is already inside us. It's just waiting for us to die in one way or another. What AJ did is basically stop that blood loss from the entire body and stopped that from killing other tissues, eventually saving Clementine's life. Even though Clem has to suffer at that time from the pain of that cut, but the end result saved her life. AJ did that with sorrow, anger, madness, confusion, desperateness, if that's a word. Just wanted to remove what's causing the trouble. Doesn't matter if it's gonna go wrong or what. He did that on accident, and that saved Clementine's life. Of course, her age and her strongness played a giant role in all of this, but the main point here is that AJ stopped Clementine from dying, hence resulting in Clementine not having to get infected in the first place. Because remember, everyone is infected. It's just a matter of time before you die, and it takes over your body. So the true hero of The Walking Dead, the final season, is none other than AJ. But in the meantime, remember, this is all just a theory, or more specifically, the Guy Gaming Theory. Thanks for watching. Now, I know some of you guys are gonna disagree with me on this one. It's completely fine. I'm open up for debate or anything, but I want to know your verdict on the ending. Are you happy with the ending? Are you feeling satisfied with the ending? You have mixed reactions? Let us know all of that down in the comments. With that being said, if you enjoyed today's video and want to see more, hit that like button. If you're new here, smack. And I'm talking about smack that subscribe button, become an official member of SmackNPie. I'm your host, SmackNPie. And until next time, take care of yourself and your family, stay humble, and be grateful, and peace.